Hi, and thanks for joining me for this sourcing webinar. We're going to look at one specific job requirement and analyze it. We will analyze the technical vocabulary, we will analyze the role itself, and then dive deeper to how to actually find the specific IT professional. So let's dive right in. Let's kick it off really quick. The position is similar to what we already saw before. The senior backend C# engineer. So it's a software developer who builds some backend software, something with APIs, with programming language C#. So that's quite obvious by now. This one is in the United States, so I thought it could be nice change, because usually we focus on Europe to source candidates from. So plus this particular position focuses on cybersecurity and data warehouse skills. So it will be quite interesting to find people who could be great candidates for this company. So let me zoom in, and we will go through just on a really high level who they are looking for, what is the company actually creating. So they create a solution that is supposed to detect threats. So as you can see, it focuses on threat detection, cybersecurity, which is booming these days. Have you guys heard about all these hacking attacks in Russia? So I guess more and more companies will be looking for cybersecurity specialists. And that's the case of this high-tech startup in the United States as well. So they are looking for a senior backend C# engineer. It's a startup. You know that developers like working for startups. The salary range is also decent, from 150 to 200. So it's really at the market rate in the United States. For a senior person, it should be great, and it's fully remote, as you can see right here, fully remote, but within the United States. Okay, so fully remote with a little disclaimer, within the United States. So it's not fully remote from, Europe or from Australia. It is fully remote from the United States. What are the must-have competencies? Well, of course, it is the experience with software development using C#, at least 5-6 years. You can see this new field on the right-hand side in the sidebar, practical experience, at least 5-6 years of relevant experience, which in this case, relevant experience means software development with C# programming language. And also, since they are building the cybersecurity solution, they also require experience with data storage, data warehousing. So you can see the other requirement. So we will focus on this in a minute. So the data warehousing, we will explore a few tools. Hadoop is one of them. Elasticsearch is another one, but there are so many more data warehousing tools that the ideal candidate can have experience with. It does not have to be only Hadoop or Elasticsearch. Understanding of public and subscribe mechanism. This is becoming very popular in IT, especially with regards to companies that are preparing to scale. And apparently this is the case also of this company. They envision lots of data to process, which means they would like to take advantage of this architecture. So it's based on microservices, where the one service publishes some data and the other one consumes. So it subscribes to receiving the data. So that's the PubSub mechanism. Understanding of network programming. So because they focus on cybersecurity, the ideal candidate should understand the basics of network programming. So how do networks actually work? Familiarity with building pipelines and tools. So we are referring to continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines, but also, since the candidate should have experience with data warehousing, also with data pipelines. Okay, so that's really quick. Ideally, I mean, if we can find someone who has a threat detection experience, that would be awesome. We will use it as one of the keywords. Machine learning, I mean, these are really nice to have. Experience with eBPF, which I really had to Google, like what is eBPF. Like there are sometimes really these acronyms and all these like shortcuts, abbreviations, which is really crazy. So it's something that is used in Linux. Like Linux is one of the operating systems. It is a technology that is used within the operating system in kernel, which kernel is the core of Linux. So it's like some extended like filter. So the F at the end means filter. So I wouldn't go too deep. I also don't know what does it mean. And we can try to use it as one of the sourcing keywords. If it works, great. If not, then we will skip it. It's a nice to have anyway. We'll focus on what really matters, what is most important competency. The startup experience would be nice to have. Also for other clients, they usually prefer candidates who worked in startups because the atmosphere and the culture is different compared to some corporates or agencies. Familiarity with graph databases. I guess it comes with data, with big data. The graph databases are not like relational databases. They are completely different. So you may know that relational databases are the most popular databases that have been here for a long time, but they have certain limits, and graph databases are supposed to overcome those limits. So instead of just storing the data in a table or a set of tables, they connect the data as like the data are connected with each other like a chain. You can imagine it like a spider web, so sort of, instead of tables. Public cloud experience, that's quite common these days anyway. So who senior doesn't really have cloud experience, right, in IT? Okay, so the screening questions would be, do you have 5 or more years of experience with C#? Yes or no? Do you have a high-level understanding of data warehousing? Yes or no? Are you familiar with PubSub mechanism? Yes or no? Do you have a thorough understanding of network programming? Yes or no? Are you familiar with building pipelines and tools? Yes or no? So this will indicate if the candidate is actually a good fit to invite for a call to explore it further, to discuss exactly the experience with PubSub mechanisms or what kind of data pipelines has the candidate created. But usually we use the pre-screening or self-assessment questions as an indication if it is worth inviting the person for a call. Okay, so additional notes. And by the way, if you work with us as recruitment specialists or vendors, recruit instantly /vendors, where is it here? Then the last part is really relevant for you. I mean, these additional notes, which for this specific use case, but there are slightly different terms, slightly different terms. So just you might want to check it out. And if you don't work with us just yet, then you can just go to recruit instantly /vendors, and you can become a vendor, and you can start submitting candidates to an opening such as this one, which, especially if you are in the United States, could be really handy. So now, how do we take it from there? Here, when we look at the job requirement, we know C# obviously is one of the must-have requirements. But what else? How do we identify the ideal candidate on LinkedIn? What does it really mean? So let me open up the notepad. and we will think through some of the sourcing keywords. And by the way, you guys may also do it with me now. So you can post in chat while I'm typing, and just think it how you would approach it if a client of yours shared this opening, or even if we share this opening with you without actually telling you these keywords. How would you approach it? What would be the search filter that you would try at first? What would be the Boolean? What would be the keyword that you would start with at first? Okay, so think about it, and I'll try to expand it meanwhile. So obviously backend, that's clear, but not just backend. It could be also backend, and it could be also backend with space. It should be senior, but in the United States, they also usually shorten it to SR. So senior SR. What else? C#, obviously, or .NET, or .NET. So these would be some keywords. What else? So ideally, someone who has been involved with cybersecurity. So cybersecurity or cybersecurity together. What else? Someone who has experience with data warehousing, but what does it really mean? What are the data warehousing tools? We can open up Google and just see the most popular data warehousing tools out there, and we can create a Boolean operator with different ones. So let's try it out. 10 best data warehouse tools to explore, 25 best tools to learn, 12 data warehouse tools. The form is unavailable. Oh, what happened? Opa. This form? Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, I was changing something in the system and I forgot it would stop working here. Gosh, it's really good that you say it, Halina. Thanks a lot. I'll make a note to fix it. So data warehousing, what are some of the tools? So let's open up a few articles, and you can really go through the same process. For example, Redshift would be one. So let's go with, where is it? Here's, so let's say Redshift, or Google has Google Cloud, I mean, BigQuery, or what else? Snowflake, or what else? Teradata could be, that's a good idea, or Micro Focus Vertica. I'm not sure about that one, but DynamoDB certainly yes. Or Postgres, that's not really data warehouse. Amazon RDS is not really data warehouse. MariaDB, not really. DB2, yeah, that's from IBM. Or Exadata sounds like yes. Or Cloudera. I'm not sure about that one. Let's go through another article. This is too long article. Let's try another one. Redshift we have, BigQuery we have, Panoply. Stitch, I haven't heard of this one. Blendo, oh, we've seen it before, so let's try. I mean, we don't have to cover all of them, just some of them. Tableau, Click, or maybe Click, or Tableau. And let's go with one or two more. Looker sounds good, or Looker. Okay, so now we have a list of the data warehousing tools. So let's try data warehouse or DWH or data warehousing. So that would be good. And we, of course, need someone with cybersecurity, but what does it really mean? Do we have some additional keywords, something that we could try? Cybersecurity. Nothing really comes to my mind. Do you guys have any idea how we could find those excited about cybersecurity? Maybe we just need to open up a few profiles and then we will see those keywords. So let's leave it for later. So just on a high level, now this would be a decent start. So senior or SR, backend or backend or backend, but really it could also be a network security. That sounds like a good idea. Network security. Or maybe at some point, just security. Security compliance, information security, computer security. Julia, that's a good one. That's a good one. Security compliance, computer security. So we don't have to use all of them now. I mean, that's quite a lot of lines of booleans. I mean, now we are just brainstorming. So bring it on. Feel free to share more. And then we will see what really works, what sticks, and we will take it from there. So it's not just about backend. It could be also a full stack. It could also be full stack. It could also be full stack. It could also be software engineer in the title. Software engineer, maybe systems engineer or security engineer. Probably now when I think about it, security engineer. Someone who right now has the title, or maybe in the past had the title security engineer, or maybe even system engineer or systems engineer. Of course, software engineer or developer or whatever else. And developer or engineer or programmer. Information security manager. I'm not sure if it's not too far, Maria, because the security manager may not be willing to start programming again. It really depends who or what would the manager do, but still we are looking for someone who would be coding something on the backend. So I mean, there are lots of security managers out there, but they may not be coding, they may not write code. We are still looking for someone who is writing code with C#. Where was it? Okay, so experience developing, running large scale infrastructure. So yeah. The security manager, I wouldn't put there. Senior SR, yes. Okay, so this would be good start. C# or .NET or .NET. Security. We can also try, for example, Cybersecurity Tools 2022. So what are the most popular tools now in 2022? Let's see if we can use some of them. Oh my, the list is too long. Kali, Kine, Abel. Oh my, that looks daunting. Let's skip it. looks like the same article. Okay, we'll get to this later, probably. Okay, so let's now open up LinkedIn Recruiter, and we will see which of these keywords work. The destination will be United States, of course. So that's clear. Location would be USA. Now the job titles. So let's try with backend, but we can combine it with senior or SR. And backend, let's see, because there are lots of people in the United States, right? So let's be like snipers. Let's go after those who are most likely to be a good fit. So not that many, but I may have some additional filter. Obvious, Agile Jira 5.8. We can expand this from 5 to say 15. So 4,500 people who are senior backend developers or engineers. Okay, now we also need the additional keywords because we are looking for those who have the skill C# or .NET or .NET. So it's 1/3 of them. Okay, that's great. So this is the skill. And now the keywords. So cybersecurity, network security, security compliance. Could we combine those two into one? That would be fun, right? So cybersecurity and one of these tools. Let's have it in one query. Let's see if it is not too long. So what do you guys think? 78 people. Nice, nice. Senior software development engineer. Microsoft Visual Studio. So that looks like a .NET C# developer, but he's in Indonesia. How come? Am I not sourcing for someone who is in the United States? That's a bit strange. Okay, let's try Tim. C#, software engineer, collaborating with other engineers. Okay. He was implementing security upgrades, updates to ensure conformity with OWASP security standards. Nice. I saw this OWASP somewhere, but I don't recall exactly what is it. OWASP, Open Web Application Security Project, non-profit foundation that works to improve the security of software. Okay. OWASP standards, .NET framework. What about the data warehousing? Do you guys see any? He was retrieving data from BigQuery. That's pretty good. So that's actually quite good. I mean, the first profile, and it's a good fit. What do you guys think? It looks like a decent fit to these requirements. He seems to be senior enough. Oh, let me just double check once again. He has lots of experience, but he started in 2015, software developer, worked remote, Lagos, Nigeria, then Canada, Lagos. Oh, okay, so he may not be in the United States. Let's try someone else. University of Pennsylvania, developer, backend developer, senior full stack, 8 years experience, but that's PHP, not the best fit. He will have C# somewhere, of course, but no, doesn't sit well. Blockchain projects. Doesn't look like really the backend developer who focuses on C#. Senior, you see SR, senior backend engineer, data engineer. That's a good keyword that we can also use, data engineer. But only because we are looking for someone who has understanding of the data warehousing, data engineering. Data scientist, software engineer, but still it's questionable if this person worked with C#, was a researcher. No, I don't know. Doesn't look like an engineer. No, let's go through someone else. Senior backend engineer at Ernst & Young, Florida. Started just 3 months ago, but he was working on some cybersecurity project. Used AWS, also Redshift, DynamoDB. So both of those data warehousing tools. Also Elasticsearch. Oh, we don't have Elasticsearch in this list. Oh, that's a blunder. Elasticsearch or Elasticsearch with space. But graduated only in 2019. So probably not enough full-time experience. Looks like. I mean, he finished 2015 in India, I guess, and then moved from India to the United States, probably. Well, it's an okay-ish profile, but since he just started 3 months ago, we would most likely not approach him anyway. 6 years experience, senior software engineer, backend API developer. Good, but we need someone who uses C# extensively. And I don't see C# nor .NET. So now when I'm looking at it, maybe this is not the most efficient search because we saw already a few profiles. I mean, he mentions .NET here, technical lead. Piloted SRE, implemented using containerized .NET, developed the GitHub actions. So maybe now when I see it, probably, I haven't noticed the .NET here at first. But it looked like he used C++ and Java before. But experience with large-scale application, 1,500 API calls per second, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's impressive, really. So maybe it would be worth really pinging this person. Has experience with different technologies. Probably I would keep him as a backup. Scott Carlson. But he's looking for DevOps positions, so maybe not then. No, maybe not. Okay, let's go through someone else. Principal software engineer, passionate developer. Oh, no. Has lots of technologies, lots. I mean, senior backend engineer, but we would need the C#, ideally C# .NET. So you know what we could try? How about we try to put the keyword C# .NET to the title right away. So how about we try senior and let's have Let's have C# or .NET. What would happen now? In the current title, senior C# or .NET, but only in current title, or maybe even in past. That's okay, actually. Even in the past, it's okay. So senior principal engineer, senior .NET developer, lead application developer at PennyMac. So now at least we see that this person has really focused on C#. Right away, you can see it. .NET Core, DynamoDB, so that's the data warehousing part. But what about the security? All right, here, code designed as per PCI security standards. Security. I would probably remove the keyword security and only keep cybersecurity. Maybe we would get some better profiles. So let's see. .42. Senior .NET developer. That's good. That's good. That's decent experience with .NET. That's 10 years. So that's good. That box is ticked. What about data warehouse, white hat, cybersecurity? White hat, that's a good keyword, white hat. We can add it to our list of keywords to try. White hat. Cybersecurity, that's good. Language, Telungu. Do you guys know what kind of a language this is? Telungu. Dravidian language. Oh my, that didn't really help. What is Dravidian? South Asia, Dravidian languages. Wow, that's probably the first time I have noticed. So this looks good profile. Really, now when I look at it, what do you guys think? Decent experience with C#, 3 years experience, which means about time to change the job. Had experience with cybersecurity, Oracle database as well. Oracle is used for data warehousing. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So far, this looks like the best profile. I'll just copy the link so I don't forget. Let's try the other one. .NET C#, network security, awesome. Full stack developer, data science manager, .NET developer. Nice. Like this looks good. Now when I look at it, that looks decent. IBM DB2, good. Network security, awesome. So I would go after him as well. 2.5 years, just time to change. So I mean, and that's a good sign. Now when you go through the first profile, second profile, third profile, and they look okay, that means that we have good search filter. Like we have the right mix of keywords. We don't have to go through too many profiles to actually find someone who would be a good profile potentially. And we can see that this profile matches from all 3 angles. First, C# experience. Second, the cybersecurity. And third, experience with some of those data warehousing tools. Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. Nice. That looks good. Would you guys approach it differently? Do you have any other idea? What could we try? How else could we find people who are backend engineers or developers, and they have experience with cybersecurity? Are there any other keywords that you would suggest? Full stack developer at Ford Motor Company. C#.NET, that's good. C#.NET, DB2, Oracle database, IBM DB2, decent profile as well. DB2, okay, so this is also a good profile now. So third profile out of 4 that we looked at. What do you guys think? Any further ideas, or shall we just send the message to one of these people? For example, Harania in Austin, Texas, or who was the previous one? The good one, Naven Jolly, full stack developer, data scientist. Enterprise information security. Well, information security, that would be also a good keyword, by the way. Information security. Oh, we have it. Good. Julia already included that one. Thanks for that. But I don't have it in this search. Aha. So you mentioned it, and then I forgot to put it to the Boolean search. So we can just skip the computer security and plug this security compliance, information security straight here. Oh, now that will be awesome. Ah, such a good search now. So much fun, right? And you guys are like, this is boring as hell. Julia also wrote, we should try different combinations of .NET. So what are they? .NET or .NET or .NET or .NET or C#.NET. Oh, awesome. That sounds good. Let's try it. So say C# or .NET or .NET. Okay, it's much better than what I had before. So let's put it to skills. We will go from 60 to 60. No, so it hasn't changed. Nice try. Probably if it was in keywords, then it would make some impact. C# or .NET or .NET or C#. Let's see, or C#. Yeah, still 60. So probably we could try some other keywords related to cybersecurity instead of C#. That would maybe give us some more profiles. We could try consultants to approach people who are cloud engineers or cloud developers, because the senior cloud engineer doesn't mean really anything. It's you know, architected high scalability, managed AWS, RDS, DynamoDB. Okay, so anyway, we had some good profiles. How do I go back now to, who was it? Vdar or you, or even Naven Jolly? Senior .NET Developer Consultant, DB2, Kafka. DB2. Okay, I mean, these profiles look good, and you could really approach every other of them. But this would make sense as well. Network security, this is a decent one. Copy link. Okay, so let me write him a message. So, hi Naven. And now, how do we approach him? You guys tried this as well. Imagine you would be now really approaching him. It's a real job opening. They are looking for a C# developer. We found him. He has experience with network security. He has experience with C#.NET. He has been at Ohio Soft for 2.5 years, so probably about to change. So what would you write him? Let's take a few minutes for you guys to think it through. I'll also write it, but probably I'll just write it in some other page or tab, so you don't get distracted too much, and then we can cross-check it in 5 minutes, okay? So take your time, think about it. How would you approach him? How would you make it a bit more appealing? Not just like, hey, we are looking for C# developer. Here is the link to the opening, which, by the way, now when I mention links, then here is the link, just if you would like to check it yourself. And meanwhile, before I forget, I will also post the booleans so that you can use them. Okay, so you guys write, I'm writing as well, and we will debrief in 4 minutes. So what do you guys think? Ready or not? Let's post in chat. Are you guys ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and nothing. So I hope you used the 4 or 5 minutes to think it through, because it comes with practice, as everything. So I'll post mine right here. I wrote, hi Naven, I noticed you specialize in network security, very important these days with the recent hacking attacks. I work with an engineering team that's building an interesting cybersecurity product, a fast-growing startup, which will help companies detect threats faster and prevent damages. They use C#, so I thought it could be interesting for you since you specialize in .NET. They are based on the East Coast. Would you like to meet the team? I can arrange the intro, just let me know. Would you like to meet the team to learn more about this opportunity? I can arrange the intro, just let me know. Sounds good? What do you guys think? And the subject, something catchy, network security, or cybersecurity. Cybersecurity.net. Something that is not very obvious, something that just triggers some more curiosity. Cybersecurity.net. So what, imagine he receives a message with the subject cybersecurity.net. It's like, oh, wow, what is this? Clicks and starts reading. Okay, so do you guys have your messages also written? Have you had a chance to think it through? Or you were a bit lazy? Or you just leave it for me to practice further? Anyway, so I'm sending this message. Let's hope he replies, and you guys may continue the search. Screenshot. Okay, Juliana. So I'll post the message in chat, so you can copy paste it to some other professionals that you find, and then submit them to the portal, so we can screen them, interview them, and submit to the client really quick. Okay, so sending, sent. Not it? What happened? No, I didn't click send just now. Okie dokie. All right, cool. So find someone like Naven, someone who has the cybersecurity on their profiles, or similar words, similar patterns, similar tools related to data warehousing, C#, obviously .NET. So I mean, there are lots of people out there. They may not have the keyword cybersecurity, but I mean, start with those who have, and then expand your search, and then later on just approach people who are backend engineers, and they use C#, of course. Okay, cool. So do you guys have any questions before we wrap it up? Halina, I'll check the link. I'll enable it again so that it works. Thanks for letting me know. And I'll send you via email the correct link. All right, so if there are no questions, thanks guys for joining. Get some great candidates, whether for this position or some other positions. I'll be glad to interview them. Same with Denisa, same with Philippos, and two of our new joiners, Natasha and Mary. So they will screen candidates really quick, and we will submit them to the client. Thanks, Julia. I'm glad you find it useful. And oh, the Bing Boolean search. Yes, very true. Last time we discussed it and I forgot. So next time, if I don't forget. Have a good day, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye. Goodbye.